Hi guys, it's Jamila here from Slapp. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the brand new Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Concealer. If you haven't subscribed already guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slapp family. And without further ado guys, here is the video. His last concealer that he released was one of my favorite concealers, but it was so expensive and it ran out within 2 weeks and I just couldn't bring myself to buy it again, but I did absolutely love it. It was $95 US and it was £54. This new one is £46 and $60 US, so it's still quite spenny. Tom Ford is like super overpriced, and to the point where he's just kind of being outrageous. It's like, does it even need to be this expensive, or are you just doing it so that it's like the most expensive thing? But this is a brand new concealer from Tom Ford. It is slightly different in that it is a stick concealer, so I'm intrigued to see how this is going to look. I usually use liquid concealers, but I do have a few like stick or creamy concealers that I have enjoyed and I do enjoy, and in summer I tend to wear a stick concealer or a cream concealer just because it's really easy if you're going for like a no makeup look. You can kind of just dab it in and go about your day, put on a bit of blush and be like super natural and chill. This comes in 20 shades. I got 6W1 Spice, which should be a nice skin tone shade, hopefully. The shade range at the deeper end of the spectrum doesn't seem that broad. 7W0 Cocoa seems very far away from 8C0 Rich Mocha, which I guess does kind of work for the rich deeper skin tones, but there does seem to be a bit more room between 7WO and 8CO that I'm sure could have been filled in terms of just the shades, not the actual numbers. There doesn't seem that much after me. It seems like there are a few shades that are slightly darker than me, slightly richer than me, and then one rich shade. So I think there are a few things missing there, but maybe they will be filled out. It doesn't seem as broad a shade range as the last one. So I'm going to quickly read you the blurb, show you the packaging, show you some swatches, then I'm going to get into a demo. So this is the Traceless Soft Matte Concealer. They say it is a skincare infused stick formula designed to hydrate skin while also providing buildable coverage that blurs imperfections for a seamless soft matte finish. Hyaluronic acid plumps skin through moisture, reducing the look of lines immediately and for 12 hours. So I will try and do a wear test. Soft focus powders offer a natural soft matte finish, transfer, sweat and humidity resistant and waterproof, non-caking and crease resistant. Seems to be doing a lot, seems to be doing everything we want it to do potentially. So I'm just going to clip down my hair because it's looking wild, and I'll be back to show you guys the packaging, show you some swatches, then I'm going to get into a demo. So guys, those are the swatches on. I actually really like the look of this shade. It's a little bit richer than some of the other things I have, but I think just ever so slightly that it actually would be really good for summer, every day, and just like a nice all over concealer. So I'm really pleased with this concealer shade on my wrist. We'll see how it looks on my skin. Actually swatching it was a bit firm, but obviously it hasn't really warmed up yet. It was the very first swatch or swipe of that product I've done. In terms of the kind of glaze and consistency to it, it's not far off from the Glossier Stretch and the RMS, although upon first application it doesn't feel as like glidey as those. Those have a bit more slip. The packaging was really nice as well, kind of all matte, Tom Ford dark brown, but it's got like a slight matteness in the center and then a slight gloss around the edges. It's kind of like a skinnier version of his lipsticks, but less gold and just a bit more like one tone. So I think it's actually a good product because I think it's quite unisex, and I think guys and girls could use this. He does have a concealer for men, but I think whoever you are, I feel like this is quite a discreet and subtle product and could be anything in your bag. To pop it on one side. I'll do one side blended out with fingers and one side blended out with a brush. It does look a bit more neutral and beige in undertone when I blend it out, which is quite surprising because it doesn't on my wrist. I'm going to pop a bit on the rest of my face. So that's it on. It definitely has covered up that dark circle. It looks drastically different and very natural. I'm just wondering if close to my eye the undertone looks a bit more beige than it does on the rest of my face. You can't really tell on the rest of my face, but under the eye it looks a little bit funky. Maybe it's just blending it out with my fingers and trying to get in there is a bit challenging. So I'm going to try it with a brush on this side, but first of all I will just give you guys a quick close-up. Doesn't feel as luminescent as some of my other ones do, like the Glossier and the RMS. Those are a lot more emollient to start with, so maybe it just needs warming up on my skin. Okay guys, I am back. On this side I'm going to use my favourite tint of the moment, the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint in the shade Deep 4. My jam. I've been actually mixing it with the Makeup by Mario foundation, and together they are a dream, just because the Makeup by Mario foundation's a tiny bit rich for me, and this is my perfect shade and it's very glowy, so a bit of each actually works out really nicely, but they're both fantastic on their own. I'm going to put a bit of this, just the tiniest sheerest amount, just a little blob on this side of my face. Going to put a bit of this concealer on this side on a fresh face. This side I'm going to use a bit of it on top of the tint, and we'll see how it works on top of the tint. It looks heaps better. I actually think it looks probably maybe better on this side, I don't know. When I look back at it, I probably would think it looks better on this side. This side definitely has more of a glow to it, but that is half of the tint. But I do think on its own, on this side, it looks pretty decent, and it doesn't feel like it needs to be set, especially worn alone. On top of the tint, maybe I would like to set it a little bit just so it doesn't get out of control, but it does look much nicer. It looks a lot brighter on this side as well, and I have applied 2 layers on this side, but it still looks a bit brighter on top of the tint, which is already giving my skin a glow. So that's just something to note. I do like it. I just don't know if it's that amazing considering the price and considering other cream products I have. It does feel more lightweight than any of my other cream concealers. It doesn't feel like anything's on me. It doesn't feel gloopy. It doesn't feel too dry. It doesn't feel too greasy when I'm putting it on. I do really like it for that. I'm just not sure if it's any better than anything else I have in terms of actually concealing and giving my skin a nice glow and radiance and natural finish. It does cover my dark circles, and it has done it in every way I've tried it. It does do a good job of covering up imperfections and dark circles and things like that, so it definitely does what it's meant to do, but I'm just not sure it's worth the price point. I will keep trying it because I do like it. I do like the way it feels on top of my skin. It feels very weightless, and it looks a lot more seamless now my skin is prepped. It is 1:34 p.m, 1:35 p.m. so I'll be back to check in throughout the day, see how it looks. Little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin bronzer and a tiny bit of the brand new Charlotte Tilbury blush that I just tried recently. I can't remember what it's called now. The Beauty Blush one, and I quite like it actually. I put some mascara on and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the look. It looks a lot more fresh. It looks a lot more together now, and I can kind of see the concealer just working as a normal concealer with a bit of other makeup on. I haven't layered myself with as many powdery products as I would, just because I don't really have the base on that I would normally, but I do like it. It's sitting really nicely. I do feel like my dark circles are slightly peeking through already. I'm going to give you guys a quick final close up, and then I'll be back later to check in and let you know how it went. Hi guys, my hair looks a bit strange. So it is now 4 o'clock. I've been wearing this since 1:35, so about 2.5 hours. It's looking good. I think under the eyes is looking a bit ropey, which is a bit of a shame because that's probably what it's for. On the cheeks, it's looking good. The rest of my face, it's looking pretty nice. Under the eyes, it doesn't look as good left on its own as it does on top of the skin tint. I think it sat nicely. It's lasted better on top of the skin tint than it has on its own side. On its own side, it doesn't look like it's going to really make it for another few hours. But yeah, I can give you a quick close up. Hi guys, it is now 7:58. I need to be wearing this for another half an hour for it to be a 7-hour wear test, but I'm rubbing my eyes so much, they're so itchy. I can't physically keep this on any longer, so I'm gonna wash off my face. I've just got a really itchy eye at the moment. I don't know why. I had it yesterday as well. It's just like I get something in my eye. I don't know if it's the mascara I'm wearing or something like that, but it just itches my eyes. So anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a quick close up. As you can see, it's pretty much gone, but I have been rubbing my eyes quite profusely. But at the same time, like an hour or so ago, it was kind of already going anyway. So I definitely don't know if this is a 12-hour wear. I think there is a lot to like about this. I like how weightless it feels on my skin. I like the shade. I like the packaging. But I have to say the shade on my wrist doesn't look quite the same as it does when I put it on. It has a more beige undertone to it than it does on my wrist. On my wrist, it looks really golden and warm and definitely my skin tone. Whereas when I put it on my eye, it's a bit lighter. It does blend in nicely for the most part on my face, but under my eyes, I don't know if it just sits on the crevices of my eyes so well. I think if you don't have like perfect under eyes and any fine lines, and you have fine lines, and I think it's quite challenging. So yeah, I don't think this is probably one to buy. Like, I personally much preferred that other Tom Ford one, but it was just too small for me to justify buying it for the price, for repurchasing it for the price. So I think at the moment I doubt I will repurchase this one. And if I do kind of buck up the courage to repurchase the other one, that would be the one I would repurchase, the liquid one. This one, I will keep using it. I will keep trying it. You know, sometimes things change. Sometimes you try something for the first time and it really grows on you and you find yourself reaching for things a lot more. So maybe this will be something I reach for a lot more. But as it stands now, I don't see it being something I repurchase, and I don't think it's something I would really recommend as a concealer. It feels amazing on, but it just doesn't really perform as well as I really want it to. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a quick close up in this light by the lamp and then in the kitchen so I can show you a couple of different lights, and then I'm going to wash off my face. Okay, this is me under the lamp. I've rubbed my eyes a lot, they're very itchy. It's gone. This is me by the candlelight. Gone. And this is me in the scary light. Ah! Gone. So yeah, it's definitely gone. Which is why I just feel like I should just wash my face. So guys, that is it. That's my finished look. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Will you be buying it? Will you be trying it? Do you like the look of it? Let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slapp family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.